Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annelies and today I will be discussing the Mon Guerlain range, so the original Mon Guerlain and all of its flankers. So Mon Guerlain has a lot of flankers and it can be a little bit overwhelming to know which one is more suitable for you. So this is sort of a buying guide to help you figure that out. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe and to like this video. Leave me a comment at the end telling me what you think of the fragrances I mentioned. I read every single comment and yeah, let's just get started. Let's just get started with the OG, the original Mon Guerlain, which is this one. This was released in 2017 and oh my God, the first time I smelled it, let me tell you, this was an immediate love, like a love at first sniff. It is an absolutely gorgeous, oh, ultra feminine vanilla lavender scent. Now, I don't think the lavender, it's there, okay, obviously. It's a lavender vanilla, it has lavender, and it is quite prominent, but it is not a lavender like you would smell in actual lavender, like the purple flower, or like a lavender essential oil. I think that type of like pure lavender is pretty harsh and has a little bit of a cleaning products vibe to it. This lavender is blended so well with the vanilla and all of the other notes in here that it's not super, it's not like a screechy it's not like a screechy lavender. So I mostly get this vanilla that is blended with the lavender, but I also get the iris in here, some sort of tonka bean, and it's just amazing. It is what I imagine, what celebrity would wear this? I think like someone like maybe Halle Berry might wear this. The face actually of these fragrances is Angelina Jolie, which I've always found a bit of a weird choice. I think she's gorgeous and I think she's a great actress, but I feel like she's super fierce and bold and out there, and not that she's not feminine, but she's not like a soft, girly, you know, pretty, like good girl kind of girl. So always thought that was a weird choice, but okay. So I'm thinking more like, yeah, like maybe Halle Berry might wear this, maybe Meghan Markle might wear this too, like those types of women, Blake Lively maybe. It's a very creamy, soft, elegant, easygoing fragrance. I do think this one is suitable for all seasons. So it is pretty versatile and it suits a lot of different occasions as well, because I think you can wear this just hanging around the house because it's so cozy, but it's also beautiful enough to actually wear for an event, and the chances of you getting a compliment wearing this are pretty high. This is very popular and with good reason. It is a fantastic scent. I love it. I have a little dent, as you can see, and this is a lifer for me. I will continue to buy this one. Little fun fact, it actually has a dupe out there that is a lot cheaper than this one, and that is Seductive Noir by Guess. I have smelt that one as well, and they are actually pretty similar. Personally, I prefer actual Mon Guerlain because the lavender is a little bit more prominent in that one. But if you like Mon Guerlain, but you don't like the lavender in it, you might give that one a try. I think you're gonna like it. It smells great and it's a cheapie. So in 2018, they came out with the Eau de Toilette version of Mon Guerlain, which is this bottle. So it's pretty much the same except for this ring that is silver here. That was gold in the original. When I first smelled this, it instantly reminded me of two fragrances. Okay, so one, you know, if you follow me on my channel, you know how many Zara fragrances I buy. And I once owned Zara Tuberose, and I'm not saying it's a one-on-one dupe, but I do think they're quite similar. This is the one that came in my mind first when I smelled this. And then the second one, and don't take this too literally, okay? But I have a friend and I've known her since we were little. And when she was about 16, she discovered Flowerbomb by Victor and Rolf. And she wore it when she was 16, and today she's 34 and she still wears it. She has never worn another fragrance except for Flowerbomb. I'm not saying this smells the same as Flowerbomb, but when I first smelled it, it did sort of remind me of it. I do think it also has that sweetness, like that, yeah, that sweet floral. I checked the notes of both of them and they do not share a lot of notes at all, if they even share any. So I don't know where I'm getting this from, but that's just my interpretation. So how does this differ from the EDP? Now, the EDT actually has different flowers in it. It has some ylang ylang, some orange blossom, some violet. It also has some caramel, which makes it a little bit sweeter than the than the EDP. And this one has orris. And orris is actually a note I just recently discovered that apparently a lot of fragrances that I love have the note of orris in it. And I have to say, this one is very, very pretty as well. It is a little bit more generic than the EDP. I have to say, it's a little bit more, I want to say youthful. Not that it's a super, super youthful fragrance, but if you, yeah, it just gives me more of a younger person vibe than this one. But gorgeous nevertheless. It doesn't last that long. The EDP lasts longer. And if you were to choose between the two, I would still go for the EDP. And by the way, this one has been discontinued. So even if you can find it, I don't know if I would recommend this one over the EDP. Okay, so now going to 2019. By the way, I'm not listing these in order of manufacturing date. That's not the right word. I'm not listing these in order of when they were created. But the next one I'm going to talk about is the Mon Guerlain Intense. Again, same bottle. This ring here is now a sort of, what is that color actually? Like a purplish dark pink. And as you can see, the juice has darkened up a little bit already. It was lighter when I first got it, and I'm loving how the vanilla is turning dark, which means it's becoming more like more bold, more, just better basically. This one is, it is like the EDP, but with amped up vanilla, and it has a pretty strong patchouli note. Now, patchouli is a bit of a difficult note. Personally, I can handle patchouli. I think it makes a lot of fragrances better, like this one. But if there's too much patchouli in a fragrance, it can be a little bit challenging for me. And sometimes I think patchouli smells a little bit outdated. It reminds me of fragrances when I was young that people wore in the 90s or even the 80s. But the patchouli here only makes the fragrance better. That is my opinion. This one lasts such a long time, by the way. You will have a more strong scent bubble than the EDP or the EDT. So besides the extra vanilla and the patchouli, this one also has some musk and mandarin orange. I think it's amazing. You know what? I'm gonna rank all of these at the end of this video, but I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert. This one is my favorite. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is a lifer for me. I know I said that about the EDP as well. And do you need both? Probably not, but my love for the EDP and the Intense is so big that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep buying both because, you know, when you really love a fragrance that much, why not get the Intense and the regular? But if you are hesitant of buying a Mon Guerlain, I don't think you need the EDP and the Intense. So if you're hesitant between these two, let's just say this one is a little bit more easygoing. This one is more for the evenings, and I would also say more for fall and winter. It's just more heavy, more bold, it's more out there. This one is more easygoing, more soft, more sweet, more gentle. In 2018, they came out with their first actual flanker. Well, except the Intense and the EDT. I don't really consider those flankers, but you know, they are. But they actually came out with a floral flanker, which is called Mon Guerlain Florale. Now, again, same bottle. The pink here is much lighter, so that's pretty much what they do. They just use the same bottle and they change the color of this little rim here. And as the name suggests, this has a lot more floral notes. So one of the notes listed is actually called floral notes, which is a little bit weird because, you know, what florals? But they also list neroli, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, and peony. But there are also some fruity notes, which make this one, in my opinion, more suitable for spring. It just gives it a little bit more of a, I want to say fresher vibe. Not that it's a really fresh fragrance, but it's fresher than the other ones I already discussed. According to Fragrantica, this has some lemon and some peach, which make it a little bit more spring appropriate. If I had to compare this with the other three I already mentioned, this one actually leans closest to the EDT. So these two, not that different. Personally, I prefer the Florale or Floral. I'm just gonna say Floral. Personally, I prefer this one over the EDT, but you know, if you can only get your hands on one of them, that's enough. They are too similar to own both. It still has that Mon Guerlain DNA in it, that is definitely there, but because of those fruity extra floral notes, it's a little bit more generic. And I know that has a negative, you know, people in the fragrance community see the word generic as negative. I don't personally feel that way, well, sometimes, you know, but generic also means that it is liked by many people, you know, that it's crowd pleasing, and I'm part of that crowd because I really like this one. Projection and longevity are moderate, I would say, and this has also been discontinued, and I love it so much that I got me a backup bottle, and even my backup bottle has its own backup bottle. So, you know, so I'm good. I'm good for now. Now we're going to 2021 when their flanker Sprakling Bouquet came out, which is this bottle. And this one has some peony, some pear, and some mandarin orange in it. It does differ quite a lot with the OG Mon Guerlain because I'm not really getting that lavender vanilla vibe. It's in there. I'm pretty sure those notes are still in there, but it's more like a very distant cousin of Mon Guerlain. It's, you know, it's there, but if I didn't know it was a flanker, I don't know if I would have, you know, linked the two together. And also, I swear, you know, it's not listed in the notes, but I swear I smell some citrusy lemon, I think is the citrus I'm smelling. It's definitely very zesty. I get the name Sprakling Bouquet because it is sparkling. It's fresh. It's very spring and summer appropriate, depending on where you live. Because if your summers are extremely hot, then maybe no. But yeah, it's more fruity. It's sort of like a fizzy, fruity champagne that has some flower, what's the word, petals? Like edible flower petals in the champagne with some fruits. I know that's a weird description, but that's sort of the vibe I'm getting from this. It's definitely nice, but you know, it just, in my opinion, it does differ a lot from the original Mon Guerlain. So not that I was disappointed by it, but yeah, you know, the love for this one is not as big as the other ones I already talked about. It's more of a, you know, I get the jasmine actually. It's more of a lemony, fruity jasmine scent. Very nice, very chic, but fun and playful. I do like it. Again, this one has pretty moderate longevity and projection, I would say. It's not bad, it's not a beast either, but it's fine. So if you think the other ones are too creamy for your liking, like too vanilla, lavender vanilla, which is sort of the DNA for Mon Guerlain, then maybe you will like this one better because it's more fun, fruity, floral. It's more fresh, it's more fruity, it's a little bit floral like the jasmine. It's very nice, yeah. Okay, next up, we are going back to 2019, and that is their flanker called Bloom of Rose, and this is the EDT. Okay, this one, to be honest, quite disappointing. First of all, I do not detect the Mon Guerlain DNA in here at all. Like, it's not even there. Sprakling Bouquet was a distant cousin. Like, I get it. They're still related, but they're quite different. This one is not even related. I think this is just like, you know, the distant cousin's girlfriend or something. I do not get the vanilla. I do not get the lavender. Of course, it's called Bloom of Rose, so it does have some rose in here. It's like a fresh citrusy rose, and this is gonna sound weird, but it almost has a minty freshness. There's no mint listed in the notes, but I'm getting some very nice, soft, minty vibe here. This is an EDT, and I have to say, it does perform like an EDT. So it's very light. It doesn't last long at all. It's actually, it smells a little bit watered down. It's not unpleasant. That's not what I'm saying, but that super watery, fresh, citrusy rose DNA is kind of old-fashioned in my honest opinion. Like, not old-fashioned, but it smells like something people wore like in the early 2000s, like from the year 2002 to like 2006. I don't know where I'm getting this from. Maybe there was a fragrance back then that reminds me of this one subconsciously that I don't remember. I don't know, but that's just, when I smell this, it kind of brings me back to that period of time. So, a little bit generic. It lacks a wow factor for me. So safe to say this is underwhelming, and it has also been discontinued, but only recently. So the chances of you still finding these in stores or online are pretty big. But if you do want to try it, get it now because it's gone. Apparently, I watched, do you know Soki London? If you don't, you should definitely give her a follow. She's like the queen of fragrance reviews, but she made a video recently about discontinued fragrances, and this is one of them. So I just got it. It was a blind buy for me, but honestly, not a very successful one. Not a bad scent, but completely underwhelming and not related to the original Mon Guerlain DNA. So then they also came out with a Bloom of Rose EDP, which I also got, which is also getting discontinued. So again, if you want it, be quick, because it won't be around for much longer. Now, this is similar to the EDT, but also different enough to maybe try both. Let me just tell you, this is still in the box, and for good reason. I blind bought this after I saw Soki London say that it got discontinued, because I was super curious about it. So I ordered it online, and then a day later I was at a perfume shop and I saw it and I was like, oh, you know what? I can try it now. So in case I don't like it, I don't have to open the box and I can return it. So I did, I tried it, and at first sniff, I was like, oh, this is a really good scent. I really like it. I sprayed it on the tester strip, and then I decided to also spray it on myself. That was gonna be my scent of the day. And I walked around, I did my business, and I got strong wafts of the fragrance. So this is definitely a well-projecting fragrance. But there was something, I was just like, okay, do I like it or do I not like it? I was not sure. I was constantly doubting, like, okay, yeah, no, it's a great scent. I love it. It's good. I recommend it. And then 5 minutes later, I was like, kind of want to wash it off, but I don't know why, because it's a good scent, you know? And then I figured what my problem was, and that is that it is very patchouli heavy. So this one is like also a citrusy rose, such as this one, but with a lot more rose and quite a lot of patchouli. Now, I already said that the Mon Guerlain Intense also has a lot of patchouli, but this one I definitely can handle. I actually love the patchouli in this one because it's a creamy vanilla patchouli, whereas this one is a citrusy rose patchouli. So, like I said, patchouli sometimes for me can be a little bit outdated and old-fashioned. It just reminds me of the perfumes that when I was a child that old people wore. Obviously, they were not old. Just because I was a young child, they looked old to me. In my head, that patchouli note is just like, I don't think it's very modern. And then you have that rose citrus DNA that I just talked about with the EDT that also to me is a little bit outdated, not very modern. So that rose and that patchouli together for me was just, it didn't work for me. But having said that, I do find it a really, it's a well-made scent. It's really like good quality. And I think that older women, such as maybe 50-year-old women, they actually might really like this. I think that DNA suits that age category better. That's just my opinion. Don't come at me. I'm not being ageist at all. That's not what I mean. So I'm not saying it's old lady smell. Like, I don't like it when people say that, but I do find it more suitable for 50 plus, for women of 50 plus. That's just my personal opinion. So is it a great scent? Absolutely. But will I be returning mine? Absolutely. Because the patchouli, as much as I think this is a great scent, the patchouli is too heavy. If they added only 1/3 of the patchouli in here, I probably would have liked it, but it's just too much for me, so it has to go. Think of Coco Mademoiselle, okay? I know it's still very popular, but to me, when I smell that one, it's just like an instant patchouli blast. And it just, you know, for me, it's really, really old-fashioned. I'm not saying this smells the same as Coco Mademoiselle, but to me, they definitely have the same vibe. Coco Mademoiselle has some orange notes, I believe, in there. This one does not have that. This is very citrus rose patchouli. But I think if you like Coco Mademoiselle, you might like this one as well. Okay, so I lied a little bit when I said I was going to review the entire range of Mon Guerlain because there are actually 2 more flankers that I don't have and I have never smelled. So unfortunately, I cannot review those myself, but I will give you a short description of them. So the first one is Mon Guerlain Sensuelle, which apparently was a flanker that I believe that has been long discontinued because I've never seen it. I've hardly heard of it. The only person I've heard talking about it was Yana from The Scented. By the way, her channel is fantastic too. You should definitely give her a follow. So Yana had the Sensuelle and the EDP and she tested them side by side and she could not smell a difference whatsoever. I do read that some people find the Sensuelle to be a little bit more soft and a little bit more creamy, but I can't, say anything about it. It has been discontinued, and actually I'm not gonna search the entire internet for it, especially because Yana said it was so similar to the EDP. I don't think I'm gonna need it. And then apparently Mon Guerlain came out with a new flanker last year. So in 2022, they came out with Mon Guerlain Essence. Okay, I don't know what's going on because we're 2023 and we're halfway and I have not seen this flanker in any of the perfume stores that I go to, nor have I seen it online. I don't know what's going on. Has it actually been released? I mean, probably because it has reviews, but maybe it hasn't been released where I live, which would be weird because I live in Belgium, which is next to France, and Guerlain is a French brand as far as I know. So I'm not really getting what's going on, and I do hope they will release it soon because I'm dying to try it. That one apparently has a little bit more of a tropical vibe. So according to Fragrantica, it still has that original DNA, but the frangipani makes it a little bit more tropical. So that's, you know, I love frangipani, so I would love to give this new flanker a try, but unfortunately cannot find it anywhere. So if you have tried it, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what people think about this new flanker. So that is it for today. I hope this video was helpful. Please do let me know in the comments what you think, which is your favorite flanker. Do you agree with the things that I said or do you not? I would love to hear all about it. And also, if you like these types of videos, please give me a follow, subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, and also I make a lot of Zara fragrance related videos. There's one coming up very soon, so if you like those types of videos, you can subscribe as well. And for now, thank you again, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.